Yeah. You remember this scene from the teaser trailer? Yeah, it doesn't really matter as much as you think it would. So here it is. Owen Wilson's Fast and Furious. Cars 3. So Cars 3 stars Owen Wilson as Lightning McQueen, and the story starts off where Lightning McQueen thinks he's doing really well like he always does. Yet he starts learning a little bit that he's not really doing as well as he once was because these newbies come to town that are higher advanced in technology, and he becomes a little old, and all the other racers are quitting, and these newbies are coming in that are more advanced. This makes Lightning McQueen want to try and go to this place to learn these methods that these newbies are using. And there he meets Cruz Ramirez, voiced by Cristela Alonso. So Cruz's job is to give a Lightning McQueen enough confidence and skill to beat Jackson Storm, who's the big newbie that's beating everyone, and he's voiced by Armie Hammer. Now this movie, I feel like, starts off really well. Like, everything leading up to the big crash scene is pretty solid in my opinion. Yet, once you get to the crash scene, you think it's going to be all this, like he has to get prepared and recover from this crash scene. But right after the crash scene, there's a time lapse. So you don't really get to see Lightning recover from this horrible wreck. Only his mental stage is broken, and that's the part you see. You don't actually see his physical brokenness recover. And a part that I found kind of interesting that I was really surprised by to see Pixar do this is that towards the very beginning, like before the wreck even happened, Mater's wearing this Lightning McQueen hat thing, and I'm pretty positive I saw the lightning bolt fade through another car. I'm like, all right, I'm kind of surprised Pixar, of all people, made that mistake. As long as that happened, I'm pretty positive that's what I saw. But other than that, I really didn't see much of a fault in the animation style that they went for, which is pretty much the same thing that they went for in Cars 1 and Cars 2, so it's a little old, I'll give it that. But it still looks good. So when Lightning McQueen decides to go on this new path of the new technology, Guido and Luigi join him for some reason, and I really found that a weird pick, especially since they basically did nothing while they were there. Just every now and then you'd be like, where are they at? And then they just show up whenever they're kind of needed, because they're really not needed to go with them, so I don't really know why they decided to bring them along. Something that I found funny about the story is that Lightning McQueen kind of reminded me of like an old man getting used to the new technology and whatnot, because he tries to go to the new technology, but it doesn't really work out for him as well as he expected. And he has some troubles getting used to the new ways of technology. And the movie kind of shows how much the new technology is getting rid of history and the old. Now, I feel like one of the biggest faults of this movie is Doc, because Doc was voiced by Paul Newman, and he died in 2008. So he wasn't in the second Cars movie. However, I completely forgot about this, that Doc wasn't even in the second one. And so I was expecting to see him in the third one, but there was so much dialogue that was dedicated to Doc and the legacy of him. It got really kind of annoying because it was just so heavy on Doc that you couldn't really grow with Lightning McQueen through this experience. And not only that, I feel like the jokes that they had in here, they were quite disappointing, because like I didn't laugh at all. I know there was like jokes sprinkled all throughout, but I didn't find any of them funny, and that was kind of disappointing. Then the score, I honestly didn't think it was the greatest. I thought it was okay. Like parts of it I thought it was pretty good, but then the other parts, there were sometimes where the music actually kind of took me out of the film a little bit because of the singers that they had, and it just didn't felt like it really fit with the moment that they put it in there. And so the movie has good parts here and there, but overall I was kind of bored. So I'm gonna give Cars 3 a 4 out of 9. This movie isn't as good as Cars, but it's definitely better than Cars 2. And on Rotten Tomatoes, it's sitting at a 66% of critics liking it, with an average score of 6.2. So, I mean, it's okay. It's nothing great. It's not the best that Pixar has done, but it's also not the worst. So I hope you guys enjoyed this movie review. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below if you like this kind of content. And don't forget to share my content because it totally helps out my channel. Thank you all very much for watching, and God bless you all.